morning, Green Spring. Today is Tuesday, January 14. I'm your host, Elke Martin, and with me in the studio are two of our philanthropy people. Kimberly Nelson, the Director of Philanthropy. Good morning, Kimberly.
Good morning,
And
Elke.
Sally Pritchett, a resident. Good morning, Sally,
Good morning.
who is the Chair of the Philanthropy Committee. So as you know, two really important people, and you have lots of things to tell us.
Well, Happy New Year.
Oh, that's a good start.
First and foremost.
Happy New Year, yes.
And as I was walking over today, I just realized, my first Village in Motion that I ever did was in January of 2002. So this makes my 18th anniversary at Green Spring this month.
That is fabulous.
I have not aged at all.
No.
And neither have any of the residents.
That doesn't apply to us. Good.
But
18 years. Wow, that's a big number.
But isn't that great?
Yes.
Because that means Channel 6 and Green Spring TV has also been around for 18 years, which is really super exciting.
Woot, woot, woot.
Yeah. So we want to, just an extra shout out to the studio and all the volunteers.
All the volunteers, right.
Because it really has grown and blossomed over those 18 years. So exciting. But there's lots of stuff going on, and 2020 is bringing a new year. So I wanted,
decade.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That's true.
So I wanted to bring Colonel Sally, who is the chair of our committee, on, just to talk a little bit. And since maybe people don't know you, maybe you could tell a little bit about you and how long you've been on the committee.
And how long you've been at Green Spring?
I've been here for a little over 16 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I've been on the committee for a long time.
Let's see, I was trying to think.
Me too. It's 4 or 5 years, something like that.
And you've been the chair, I think, 3 or 4.
Absolutely.
Because we love having her as the chair.
Yeah, and I'm
nobody
sure
else will do it.
And she puts up with me.
There you go.
But for residents who are also new, I thought it might be helpful, Colonel, if you could just tell a little bit about what is the Philanthropy Committee? What are
do you
some
do?
of the things that we do, just to give folks an overview, if you don't mind.
Where's your money? Show me the money. Because we collect money for lots of things.
Yes.
Mainly the Scholars Program and the Benevolent Care Fund.
Yes.
So those are our two main functions.
And they both come with a big event sometime in the year, correct?
Yes, they do. Well, the Scholars Program comes with the graduation ceremony.
Yes.
And the Benevolent Care Fund comes with a gala.
Right, yeah,
And
both big.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We work hard. We're folding and stuffing group. We fold and stuff everything.
I mean, can get a hand on.
That's right.
I see you often. You are how many people on the committee?
There's
between
only about 8 of us.
6 and 8
Yeah,
or so. I see you often sitting in the Village Square classroom
we're folding and stuffing.
That's right. Yeah. And then the rest of us residents get your folded and stuffed envelopes in our cubby holes.
I hope so.
I think one of the things that, Colonel Sally is a little shy about saying is very modest, because the committee really has so many things behind the scenes that I don't think residents really realize. So yes, you think of the Scholars Fund, and yes, you think of the gala, but they're at all these different lectures and educational programs and JG Jewelry, and we're at sales expos. There's like all these little things where they're visible at helping with or helping support.
So all the different activities or events that happen throughout the year, one or more people from the committee represent philanthropy.
Yes.
Exactly.
So you actually are not just stuffing and folding, you're the face of philanthropy.
You got that right.
Yes. And that's why I said she's really being very modest.
Oh, okay,
and
if you say so.
You are. I mean, there are many hands make light work. And so she does, the committee really is instrumental in helping us get things out timely, but it's really our other visible things that we think are important that the committee really does help with and gives ideas about, and maybe we have specialty concerts for donors or
we do that
different things around campus that we're just sort of helping support. And
well, I'm sure from knowing you, Kimberly, and working with you, if you have a committee and they get together anyway doing something, you may come by and ask for ideas also. So it's also a creative element in there.
Well, we have a meeting once a month, and that's when we talk about the ideas.
Oh, okay.
And the other things going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, explain the two main events in the year a little more, because Kimberly said we have new residents who are watching who may not know what it means when you say benevolent care or scholarship fund.
Well,
we have
scholarship,
scholars here?
Yes, I hope we do. We've got lots of scholars. They're all working in the restaurants, and they're high school seniors.
Yeah.
And they're going to go to college next year, and we provide them with $10,000 a head. So they
Scholarship.
Scholarship, yes.
That's a chunk of money.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. We have to raise it too.
Yeah.
So we provide them with the goodies, and they go off and do their thing, hopefully.
Well, as I understand it, the scholarship fund money gets dispersed directly to the college.
It does.
And after each semester, so they can't take $10,000 and go party instead of be good students.
And I think that's a great point. So this year, our scholarship program will kick off in March. And the ceremony will be the end of April.
Oh, that's early.
So it is a month earlier this year, and the reason it's early is because we've also shifted the gala to the end of August rather than September. So that we have, for a couple reasons. A, so we have a little gap between staff appreciation and the gala.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But also because many of our students go back to school in September or to college, and if we can tap into their schedule that doesn't have the same limitations for working in the summer. You know, they can work later in the summer than they can during the school year. It helps with gala.
You mean later at night?
Yes, later at night.
Anytime.
So it helps with the gala staffing.
I see.
Which I wasn't aware of until we had a chit chat with dining.
Yeah.
And they help us understand where their challenges are so that we don't run into overtime or have not the quite exceptional service we'd like at the gala. And so it's just trying to find the right balance.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to try this shift and sort of see if that helps give a little better balance to the two charitable funds, but also the Staff Appreciation Fund, and then helps with sort of our students and staffing as well. So we're going to give it a try.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, so that's exciting.
And we don't have anything else really going on. By the end of April, Easter and Passover are gone.
So, yes. So hopefully it will work out well. We'll give it a try and sort of
I always
get
tell
feedback
people to come and be there for the scholarship event. I find it so moving, you know, because I think it hasn't changed much since the days I was here.
That's probably
true. Oftentimes the scholars are kids who are the first in their family to go to college.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it's not exactly a family
and all their families
that can easily
are here too.
afford it. And so the whole family everybody's so excited.
Yes.
It's wonderful. I find
it really is a great
event.
Community event.
Yeah.
And so I would just say that look for more information coming in March. And we'll be sharing info about the students and the scholars.
Yes.
And if you have questions, you can, before that, you know, you can call me or see Colonel Sally and we'll help, be happy to help.
How many students do you support right now? Because it goes for 4 years, right?
So it goes for 4 years. So in any given cycle, we have 160 to 185 students.
Isn't that amazing?
And every semester, I review every transcript and sign off on every check. So it, as you said, it goes to the college or university or trade school.
Yeah.
It does not go directly to the student.
Yeah.
And it is checked every semester.
Yeah. And it is all resident money.
And it is all 100% donations and resident supported.
Really good of us
Yes.
to do and
It
important.
is.
Congratulations, you do a good job.
Yeah.
Well,
It's-
all of us,
I know.
Yeah, it really is, and it's very inspiring.
Absolutely.
Very inspiring.
Yeah.
But we also have some other things that have rolled out recently that I want to make sure
okay.
residents are aware of. since we're talking about the Scholars Program, there is a brochure called You Are a Gem, and this is the Give Every Month program. And so we've heard from quite a few residents who really appreciate being able to make donations to the Scholars Fund, for example, but do a little bit every month instead of having to do
a big chunk. Well, I'm one of them.
Yeah,
because it's much easier, and you set it up with your bank, and
Me too.
You can forget about it.
and
it
it's just
happens.
easier.
Yeah.
So if residents would like to consider doing this, there should be brochures at the front desk. We have brochures in our office, but it's just another nice way to give and make it convenient.
Yeah.
Now, if you signed up last year, you need to re-sign up this year.
Really?
I know.
I
Now,
thought you said it's easy.
it is easy.
It is
Now,
easy.
what we did do, though, for this year's form, we said if you want it to just go on forever and ever until you tell us, you can check a box.
Okay.
So if you sign up this year and want it to go on until you tell us, then you check a little box in here, and we won't
Then you're
bother
done.
you next year.
Okay.
Correct. And you can just keep it the way you want it till you tell us. But we historically, we like to make sure we're not adding something to a resident's bill or their account without their permission.
Oh, sure.
So that's why we always have sort of said, check it every year. So if you need this, please get it.
Now, Kimberly, you just said at the front desk and in my office, and your office is not where it used to be, so tell us where you are now, because I think you're hiding out. This little cold basement or something.
Well, we are in a new location. So those who are in Canterbury Square really appreciate our location.
That they're really close.
I really appreciate it. I just go downstairs now.
Okay.
Because we're on the T level of Canterbury Square.
That's also where Pastoral Ministries
Exactly,
is.
right next door.
Pastoral Ministries, the resident council office is there,
Oh, I did not know.
and also catering. So we are all in the same general area.
Okay.
So we want people to come visit us,
Yeah, I thought
and we'd
so.
love it. And we'll start having candy and chocolate like we used to.
Yeah.
We've had candy canes.
Why
through
else
the-
would I come visit?
I know. Dark chocolate. We may have variety, but we'll have something, of course.
You going to add drinks at some point?
We were thinking about it, maybe on special occasions. But, and then there's two other programs that we have just started talking about. And these really support the Benevolent Care Fund, which is with the gala that Colonel Sally mentioned. So Amazon Smile. So lots of folks shop online, or maybe you have family and friends, even if you don't. But Amazon has a program called Amazon Smile, where if you designate a nonprofit, such as Green Spring, then 0.5% of a percent, which goes back to the charity.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't sound like a lot,
Well, it adds up.
but it
sure
adds
does.
up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've noticed it because I'm one of the people who shop on Amazon, and you know, when I started the account, I thought, yeah, I'll just get it. I probably won't use it a lot.
Right.
Oh
Guess
my.
what?
Yes.
Yes.
It over the year, you know, drip, drip, drip. The
Exactly.
0.5% is not a lot, but over
Yes.
the year,
Yes.
it does
It adds
add up.
up.
And-
So what you have to do is go to smile.amazon.com instead of just amazon.com.
Yes.
I learned that.
And then once
And then you have the same.
and then just bookmark it, so it's
right.
easier once you go back the second time.
Yeah. And then you have your account there, and you see exactly all the products that you see on Amazon.com.
Yes.
So no change.
And the prices aren't different.
No, nothing is different.
You don't pay anything, you don't pay extra. You know, whatever you would have done on Amazon.com is the same on Amazon Smile. It's just you have to set it up ahead of time.
Right.
And so
But you only set it up once.
one time, correct. So if you have questions or you're having trouble with this, then call us. Jackie will be happy to either walk you through it, help you. We'll come up to your apartment if we need to help bookmark it on your
Or you go
computer.
visit in Canterbury Square.
Or you
That's
come
true.
see us. So we'll do that. But this goes to the Benevolent Care Fund.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that we have that is also brand new, is we've had some residents say, I'm tired of my car. I've decided I'm not needing it anymore, or I have 2 cars, I'm only going to need 1. And where can I donate my car? And so Greenspring is piloting a program that we hope the whole enterprise will use.
All right.
But so we've had 1 resident use it successfully already, and we've just rolled it out. So if you have a question about it, you call a 1-800 number, or you can just put your information online on the website that's on the back of this form.
Yeah.
And
so it's easy?
It's easy.
You call them
They make an appointment to come pick up your car.
Gone.
You make sure you have a clear title. They give you your receipt. Boom, done.
Okay.
So it really takes...
I think that's a really good addition to your program.
Yeah, so again, we're not saying everyone needs to get rid of their vehicle, but we're saying if you're ready to, or you have 2 and you want to go to 1, or you're getting a new vehicle and rather than doing a trade-in, you want to donate it, it's another option.
Yeah.
And again, the proceeds for this will go to Benevolent Care Fund.
Okay.
Yeah. The other thing, I had another, do we have time for a few more things?
It seems we have time. We keep going
great.
on. So before you go to the other thing, I want to come back to Colonel Sally.
Yes.
Because you talked about the scholarship fund, to explain it a little bit. But you haven't said anything yet about the benevolent
We
care.
haven't. That's a very important. It's a very important fund that we've got. Nobody is required to leave here for lack of money. If they use their money wisely.
They are the residents. That's us. Yeah, and we don't get thrown out.
You and me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If we use our money wisely, and we just happen to run out, you won't have to leave. You've got the Benevolent Care Fund. So it subsidizes your stay here.
Yeah, that is really a big piece of mind.
It's very generosity, a lot of generosity.
Yeah, and it's peace of mind for the whole family.
Exactly,
right? To know that,
You're right.
It really
at
is.
a real critical and bad time, maybe when you're ill and have to be in Garden Ridge, and you run out of money, that you don't end up on the street.
And that can happen very easily.
That's right. It can happen.
Yeah.
We don't like to think about it, but
Yeah.
apparently it has happened to some of our resident friends.
Yeah.
But we don't know who they are.
Well, and
nobody knows who they are.
No.
Well, somebody knows who they are, but the rest of us don't.
Yeah.
We have no need to know.
And that's a good thing. Right.
I agree with that.
It is very confidential. And I think the nice thing, too, about Benevolent Care Fund is it will cover a resident regardless of where they live. So in many cases, you think of someone in Garden Ridge in assisted living because of the costs and the expenses. But sometimes you could even be in independent living and needing to be on benevolent care.
Oh, really?
Let's say you had a spouse who was in Garden Ridge.
Yeah, that's true.
And that really depleted your assets.
Of course.
Or,
and it could very easily.
Maybe a Social Security or a pension then goes away upon their passing.
That's right.
And the other spouse is in independent living, and there could be then a need for them to have some support from the Benevolent Care Fund. So the nice thing is it works in all levels of care at Greenspring. It is confidential. And for the last 5 or 6 years, we have really supported residents in the tune of anywhere from $1 million to $1.8 million every year. And so the more money we can raise to support it, the easier it is
of course.
In the long run.
Is that again another fund that is only carried by the residents' donations?
So the
is there other money coming in?
the Benevolent Care Fund, we also have a lot of vendor support. So
who are the vendors? Give
so
us an
our
example.
sales and marketing
People
vendors,
that sell stuff to us.
the realtors, the movers, the downsizing folks, the construction, the Plano, the people building the parking deck over across from Town Center.
Okay.
The painters that are doing all when they do the redos for our apartments.
Yes.
So those companies that we have relationships and partnerships with here, we really target them for the Benevolent Care Fund. And we don't target them really for the Scholars Fund because we want the bulk of their money to go to benevolent because the need is the greatest there. The need for scholars is great, but it is greater for benevolent
Well, and it goes directly to a resident, which makes sense if you have the relationship with Greenspring, which is the residents' homes.
So I appreciate that. And the gala...
is Erickson putting in any money? They used to.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, they do.
Erickson, Jim Davis Family Foundation does $100,000 every year to the Benevolent Care Fund for the last 10 years.
Okay, well,
so that's $1 million.
Yeah.
So for Greenspring, so that's good. So so a lot going on.
And so the gala is this big event once a year. You have a theme every year. I know you said you don't have one yet for this year.
The theme actually is South Pacific.
Oh, nice.
We thought if we're doing something in August, we should have a more summery theme this year for a change of pace.
Yes.
So we are doing South Pacific, and that's as far as I know.
Okay.
The end. No more.
At this point, that's all we've got.
Well, it sounds like fun already.
Yes.
And I'm ready for warm weather.
Yes.
We all
one
are.
layer of clothes. Yes.
Yes, that's true.
Good.
And then
so that's a big evening with music and dancing and great food.
Fun.
You got that right.
Yes.
And it's in the Hunters Crossing Conference Center, and people like to dress up and make it a real special evening, right?
Correct.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. And we'll get more details as we
I
get
just
closer,
wanted to give
but
people
just so people, have a snapshot. And then there's one other thing that I want to really alert residents to, and I know we don't always think of scams and fraudulent things in January. We think of it more around the holidays. But right now, there are some charity scams coming out as a result of the fires in Australia.
Oh, jeez.
People are tapping into that disaster that's going on there and using that to say, give to help the animals, give to help rebuild Australia, give to help the fire and police. And so I wanted residents to really just be aware that we have had a couple residents bring those to our attention, and they've come through emails, looks like mostly, but it could also come in the phone or text messages, in the future. And so we really just wanted to alert residents to be diligent with any new charities that you may choose to give to. If you did not solicit that organization or request information, then you got on a list somewhere and it may or may not be a legitimate charity, even though the paperwork may look really official and the story may be fabulous about saving the koala bears and the kangaroos and all the wildlife. We really want to make sure you use charities that you know and trust.
Yeah.
And if you're not sure, then come to our office and we can
help. I was about to say that. They should come bring them to you.
We can do a little research online to help verify through some of the...
There is not one website where one goes and says, is this a real deal?
So I usually go to a website called GuideStar, where you can check national charities, and it's password protected, and as a charity I can go and check, and
so it makes sense to
990s
come
are
to you
there
and
that kind of thing. So I know it's a legitimate website and it's official.
Yeah.
But if it's the American Red Cross and you know the website and you always give, then you're probably fine with that email. But if you don't usually give to Red Cross, then maybe it's not really American Red Cross email that's coming up. It's a variation, and go to the real charity website if you have questions. So we just wanted to bring that alert out because we've heard about it.
I'm glad you say that, because it's something I would never think of. I feel so naive sometimes. I mean, who would do that kind of stuff?
Well, there are people out there that would.
Clearly it's out there.
Yes, it is out there. So, and we just want residents to be protected, and you want to do good and help good, but we want to make sure your dollars are going where you want it to go.
Oh, absolutely,
So, And the only other thing I could think of is if someone is interested in helping with the philanthropy committee with folding and stuffing.
We got a job for them.
Or just getting introduced to what do we do, and maybe I might want to get more involved in that committee. I would say reach out to Colonel Sally.
And I'll answer questions.
She'll give you the candid scoop for sure.
Yeah.
And if she's not available, of course, I'll be happy to help try to answer questions because we're always looking for great volunteer support.
Of course.
The residents have the best ideas, which helps us drive the program. And we really
it looks like it's fun, even though you say,
It is.
gosh, we sit and fold and
But
stuff.
it is fun. We
But it's
enjoy
also
ourselves.
a social event, isn't it?
Exactly. We
Yeah.
enjoy ourselves.
So for some people who may not want to be out in front or may not want to be out in big groups,
Don't
you
have
can
to.
be in a small group there with the same people every month or every week or whatever it is,
Yes.
and check in and do something good at the same time
Yes.
and useful.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So we appreciate it. So anyway, but see Colonel Sally.
Yeah.
She has all the answers.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Well, I'm sure you do. You've
Yeah.
lived long
I'll
enough
make
and
them up
been here
if
for
if
so
I don't
long.
have them. I'll make them up.
Well, I'm sure it'll sound good anyway.
That's right.
Was there anything we might have missed?
Not that
Colonel?
I can think of.
Okay. We have a new committee member who will come on next
Yes,
month.
we do.
So I
Ooh.
will. That'll be our little tease to
Do-do-do-do.
watch next month.
Yes.
So
And he'll be here.
And
It's a he type.
oh, that's
He
good
will
too.
be here with her.
A he type.
That's right. Not a she type.
Even more exciting.
yeah. Yeah. Good.
And then you have Jackie on your team, right?
Of course.
We know
Oh,
from
yes.
being here last year,
Exactly.
and
Yes.
now she moved with you to Canterbury
Yes.
Square.
Yes.
Okay.
So please come visit us.
Yeah, that's great. I think you covered it all.
Okay, good.
And guess what? Just during the right amount of time.
Oh, excellent.
We have come to the end.
Excellent.
I
Oh,
thank you for being here and
Of
explaining it all in detail. Thank you, Colonel Sally.
You're so welcome.
And you continue doing your folding and stuffing and all the other things that you do. And there you go. Make a typical hen.
That's right.
And I thank you for watching.